Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with your interview. First question,
Yes,
who
ma'am.
are you?
My name is Nyah Pinkett. I am a senior here at Texas State University, and I'm a major in criminal justice.
Awesome. What are your passions?
Well, pretty much helping people. I love being organized. I learned that in high school with Miss Summerhill. I'm just very passionate about making changes, especially with my generation.
Nice. Okay, and are you happy that you chose Texas State?
I am. I had a great time here.
Very good. Okay. Did you pick your roommate, or was your roommate previously assigned to you? Think back a little
So
bit.
I actually picked my roommate. We were real good friends, and we decided, we'll live together. And it was great the first year. And then everybody kind of fell off and did their own like apartments and stuff. So it was good to have someone I knew.
Okay. And if you had to choose one song to describe your college experience, what would you choose?
Oh man. Wow. I'd have to go with. Oh, that's hard. I want to say "Before I Let Go" by Frankie Beverly because everything is
Okay.
just in motion all the time. It never stops.
Nice. Okay. What is your favorite thing about Texas State?
Um, I want to say just the community. You kind of can find your own group and find your own, I guess, where you fit in, and it was
Nice.
real easy to do that here.
Good. Okay, so is there a Texas State stereotype that kind of holds true?
Yes,
What's that?
we're the party school.
Okay.
Obviously, because of COVID, that kind of doesn't exist anymore. But prior to that, I agree. There was a lot of party.
Got you. Okay. And where are we on campus right now?
So right now we're in front of the LBJ Student Center. Inside this building, you're gonna find anything you need, whether it's the bookstore, there's food on the very first floor, then all the offices where you can meet advisors or anybody that you have any kind of questions with regarding the university. It's just the center of the university itself.
Very nice. So can you show me the rest of campus?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Okay. So as we're walking, could you rate your dining hall experience from 1 to 10?
I want to give it a 6. The food options weren't the best or the healthiest per
Okay.
se, but it was nice to have a meal plan. That way you just walk in and eat any time of day you wanted to. And in college, you kind of forget to eat sometimes.
Oh,
So it's kind of great that all the dining halls are open pretty much late at night.
okay, awesome. And what was the best dining hall on campus in your opinion?
Ooh, I actually want to say the first floor of LBJ. They had Chick-fil-A. They had a Blimpie sandwich place, and then another place, I forget the name of it. And then they had like Starbucks and smoothies. The regular dining halls kind of just were like buffet style, so it wasn't the greatest choices.
Got you. Okay, so what is the go-to place for late night snacks in San Marcos?
Oh, there is a new place called Tips Treats. It's a few minutes away from main campus, but they also deliver, and
Okay.
it's the best cookies ever.
Nice.
And they're open until like 2 a.m., so
Okay.
it's great.
And what clubs are you involved in?
I am actually in the brunch club.
Okay, what's that all about?
So my best friend Marcus decided that we needed a place for people of minority to kind of be able to come together one day out of the week in order to, I don't know, kind of just celebrate, relax, unwind. So we called it the Brunch Club.
Okay.
And we hold one brunch every Sunday, or one Sunday every month. And it's just a great way for people to come out and get relaxed, have some drinks, good food, and it's great. I love being a part of it.
Awesome. Okay, how often do you go home to Colleen?
My freshman year, I went home like every weekend because
Okay.
I was sad.
And now?
But now I kind of see my parents maybe once every few months because it's just so busy now. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
So is there Greek life on campus?
Yes, they actually brought back a lot of the Greek life my sophomore year here. Most of it had been suspended for numerous reasons prior, but they have been reactive, and they do hold a lot of events on campus, whether you're a part of them or not. So I
Okay.
think it's a great way to get people involved.
So what percentage of your campus would you say is involved in Greek life?
Oh, I want to say over 50%.
Oh, wow.
Because you have, obviously, you have like your white fraternities and sororities, and then you have your minority fraternities and sororities, whether it's Hispanic, Black. So it's kind of like everybody has their own group,
Gotcha.
but it's a lot of them.
Okay, so are you in a sorority?
I am not, unfortunately, but it kind of didn't fit in with my schedule and kind of things I wanted to do
Okay.
outside of the university.
Okay. So do you have any fear of missing out on that type of life?
No, not anymore. Because of COVID, a lot of things we just can't do anything. So it's kind of like a hit or miss,
Okay.
unfortunately.
And then which group throws the best parties?
Oh, the alphas.
Okay.
Yeah, the alphas. Alpha Phi Alpha, they throw the best parties when we could have parties.
Right.
Um, and they were always the biggest.
Okay. And how often do people go out?
Whew. Well, if you're of age, 21, people go to the Square on Tuesdays, and they also go to maybe Austin Friday and Saturday. So I want to say pretty much almost every day there's something going on after school. So
Okay. And what is a typical Texas State party outfit?
oh, you can wear whatever you're comfortable with. There are parties that, you know, are dressed to impress, so you want to wear a nice dress and some heels, or you can come wearing casual jeans and sneakers. However you like to, it's all up to you.
Okay. And how late do your parties run until?
I've been to some parties that lasted till maybe 3 or 4 in the morning.
Okay. So how often or how late do your libraries stay open?
So because of COVID, they're only open until I want to say 11 or midnight. This right now, they usually are open 24 hours. Though.
Okay. And how many libraries are there on campus?
There is one main library here, which is Albert B. Library. And then they have multiple different study rooms, and also certain buildings have resource centers that are kind of like mini libraries. But this is your main one.
Okay. So are the libraries social or silent?
You have the 4th floor, which is the social floor.
Okay.
Also the 1st floor, which is kind of like the computer lab area. After that, there's 7 total floors. So the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th are kind of quiet. And then there's also 2 floors that are completely silent, like no noise.
Okay. So where's your favorite place to study on campus?
I prefer a single person study room, which is on the 7th floor. So I'm just by myself, I'm peace and quiet. If not, there are other little buildings around here that kind of are just real quiet. But usually I'm in the library.
And what is your typical class size?
Oh, freshman year I had class sizes 200, 300 kids. But now that I'm a senior, there's maybe 30 to 40 in each class. So right now we are by the quad. So this is the main bus loop back here that takes you from on and off campus all the way throughout campus. And this is the main center for all your classes. When you first start, you have your history buildings, your English language arts buildings, and then also like your small like electives are in these buildings as well. And this is the best part of the campus in my opinion, because it's where you'll see everybody. They'll have booths set up for clubs. You can get t-shirts, you can sign up, you can donate. They also have food, so it's like you'll never miss a beat. But with COVID, it's kind of shut down now. So really you just see people walking back and forth throughout the day. But hopefully when COVID's over, they bring everything back. So my major, as a criminal justice major, actually I'll go back. So when I first got to Texas State, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do criminal justice. My sophomore year, I changed it to family and child development. Did not do good. Changed it back to criminal justice. And so far, like I've still loved it. You have to get past those first professors during your basics, because they make you want to change your major. They're not really interesting. It's all the basic stuff, so it's not fun. But once you get past all that, everything is great. You have ample opportunities to, do hands-on things. I myself I want to say it was 2 semesters ago, went and did a police extra credit thing. So I got to go inside of a building, and it was set up virtually for a robbery. So I got to kind of do a hands-on reenactment of how
cool.
to handle that situation.
Yeah.
Even though I don't want to be a police officer, it was still fun, and it makes you feel like you're actually learning. With my major, the great thing about your majors is you'll always be in one building. So I'm in the Hines building, which is all the way down that way at the end of campus, up this really big hill every day. But everything is always going to be in that one building, so you never have to worry about, oh, I got to run across campus, because all those main classes will be there.
Okay. All right. So how many hours of homework would you say you do a night?
Usually, depending on how many credit hours you take in the semester, really bases your homework hours. But I want to say I spent maybe 3 hours per day on homework. But because your class schedule is based on you and how you want to do things, you're able to do homework within the day. So you're not cramming 12 hours of homework or spending your whole Friday night doing work.
So would you say that you get enough sleep usually?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
What is your best tip for juggling academic and social life at Texas State?
Oh, a lot of people have asked me that because they're always like, "Oh, you're always out. What are your grades looking like?" And I was like, "Well, I was on the dean's list, so
Yeah.
it's really all on you. I am very determined to get all my work done by at least Thursday." And teachers will give you a syllabus with everything due, so you can get everything done ahead if you feel like it. But it's all based on your time management.
Okay, so let's switch gears. On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is your student body?
Oh, I want to say maybe 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
And which athletic team has the most clout?
I want to say the basketball team.
Okay.
Yeah.
How fashionable is your campus?
A lot of people have so many different fashion statements, but you can kind of see what like the main trends are walking through campus. But I love everybody's either they're like boho style,
Yeah.
street style. Some people wear suits depending on whatever their major is.
Okay.
So it's just based on you.
So do you think there's an article of clothing that you see like everyone wearing all the time?
Usually I always see people with some cool sneakers or slides on.
Okay.
In college, you don't have to dress cute every day. I
Okay.
used to go to school in sweats and slides. Barely did anything to my hair.
Yeah.
Because nobody really judges how you look. They're really just going to class.
Good. Okay. So do a lot of students use bikes, skateboards, or scooters?
Yes. I actually, my freshman year, I got in an accident. I was walking, and this guy was riding his bike, and he didn't see me walking across, and he ran right into me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, you can ride bikes, skateboards, those electronic hoverboards. They say you're not supposed to, but I see people riding those.
Okay.
And they recently just implemented those scooters, those electric scooters on
Nice.
campus.
So how would you rank your school spirit?
At first, I had a lot of school spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I kind of noticed that, our football team wasn't the best, school spirit kind of died down. I guess the spirit really lives in like the social atmosphere
Okay.
versus like sports or anything like that.
Sounds good. Okay, so is there an essential item that you bring to campus when you first move in?
Yes. A planner. I brought, that's the very first thing I bought when I moved here. Because I was like, okay, I got to plan everything out. You have to plan your days, or else you're just not going to know what's going on at all.
So think back to your freshman year. How often did you leave the Texas State campus?
Freshman year, I didn't really drive that much, I could say. So I didn't really leave main campus, except for maybe on the weekends if me and my friends wanted to go get food, or maybe go hang out with people that lived off campus that we knew. But rarely I really stayed in my dorm or somewhere around the campus in other people's dorm.
Okay. So how close is the next major city to San Marcos?
So there are two. We have Austin, Texas, which is 35-minute drive up I-35, or you can go down I-35 to San Antonio, which is about 45 minutes.
Okay, and what is your favorite thing to do off campus?
Used to love going to this place called The Spot. It was a movie theater that had bowling, arcade games, and food. So it was a great way to just go and just relax, have some fun.
Nice.
Other than that, I love being at home.
Good. Okay, what year are people allowed to move off campus?
When I was a freshman, you were required to stay on campus your freshman year, which is what I did, and then I got my own apartment sophomore, junior, and then this year. But now you can do however you please, but I would suggest to live on campus because that's how you get the most out of your experience.
Nice. So fill in the blank. If I had known this about Texas State, I never would have come here.
Ooh. If I would have known how our president reacts to minority situations, I probably wouldn't have came here.
Okay. So do you have a favorite alumni?
Miss Summerhill.
Yeah.
Miss Summerhill, and then my very first dance coach, Miss K, I believe went to Texas State as well. And then I have some family and friends that went here way like years ago, so they always gave me good advice about the school.
Nice. Do you feel like all socioeconomic classes are represented on your campus?
To an extent, yes. Like I said, it's very grouped off. You can obviously see where more money may be allocated to a group versus another, or more attention one group may get. But most students of like minority or diversity usually strive the hardest to get their memo out.
Okay.
So you'll see that a lot across campus.
Nice. How often do you see the president of your university?
I saw her one time, and it was not a good situation when we all saw her. We had issues with People were going around our school leaving flyers about like KKK stuff, and that was my freshman year. And she happened to not do anything about it, and we got to have a talk with the president.
Okay.
And I saw her, and I was just like, okay, this lady's not doing anything. Yeah.
Okay. So, is your school academically competitive, or do you guys help each other out?
That depends on your major.
Okay.
I know nursing majors are extremely competitive. Also, engineering majors, chem majors, really like the STEM area.
Okay.
That's a competitive group. Everything else is kind of very helpful, especially your basic classes.
Gotcha. So, do a majority of your students want to change the world, or are they just chasing the bag?
Chasing the bag.
Okay, honest.
Yeah.
Do most graduates of Texas State leave with jobs?
I've had a few people that leave with a job, yes, and then I have others that go on and get a master's degree, or some that kind of just go with the flow.
Okay.
I think one thing that this university doesn't really talk on is internships.
Oh.
I think if more students knew to get an internship around their junior year, then they'd be, certified for a job like right then and there when they graduate.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't know that.
What would you change about your university if you could?
Ooh. I would change. I would have more Black professors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your number one tip for success at Texas State?
Just stay out the way. Stay in your lane. Mind your business. Kind of just really focus on why you're here, because it's really easy to get lost in everything. I've seen it. Half my freshman class I came in with are not here with me. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you like San Marcos?
The city, kind of dry. There's not much to do, especially for college kids. But it's a good city because it's small enough for you to know where everything's at, but it's also like not too big to where you'll get lost and confused.
So is your campus diverse?
A little bit. Okay. Yeah.
And do you think that your school is the best in Texas?
I don't.
Okay.
I do not believe we are the best. I want to say, depending on what it is, social-wise, I want to say we are the best. A lot of people always be like, oh, that's so-and-so. She goes to Texas State. Like, they know where you're going. But there are other schools that have a lot more going on than we do.
Okay. And last question. Do you think that my students should apply to your school?
Yes, I do. It's not that hard of a school to get into, but the curriculum is up to the standard. So you're not going to miss out on anything. And also, if you're like from Killeen or even Houston or anything close nearby, it's like the center school. So you'll never be too far from home, which is great.
Very nice. All right. Thank you for your time.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
No problem.